Well, we have such big news, and YGG can only join us for the first 5 minutes. So I just wanted to share, maybe we'll do the welcome the labs working group first. Give me one moment to reorganize this. So maybe we'll start with that. Awesome. So Livia and I were talking when we first started the Stewards, we were saying, we always thought of labs as like a working group, but it was, YGG was always so busy that we didn't think that he would have time to participate. And I guess before we talk about the labs working group, there's one more thing. Can I just ask if everyone can just for 2 minutes show yourselves, like, can you just all enable your videos, please, just for 2 minutes? Okay, this is short. Okay, cool. All right, so I still see some people coming in. Hi, Nate.
Yeah, mine is finicky.
Oh no.
But you're the most important one, YGG. Try to come out. Try to come out and come back in.
Yeah, sure. And I'm gonna unplug my camera and replug it. That should do it.
Cool. Yeah, so we're all super excited to welcome this new working group. It seems like such a natural fit for the labs, which has been providing so much education to our community and been attracting so many aspiring token engineers to officially be a working group. So congratulations. And we'd also like to share that YGG has been nominated as a steward. So we'd like to say, we hope you accept the nomination.
Wow, thanks everyone. I accept. This is wonderful. Yeah, this is great. So the lab started out as something, just an experiment, just like, okay, can we make a space where people come and hack and show off tools and stuff? But it started growing. Like then Blair was doing the CAD boot camp, and the params have the Sunday hack sessions, and there's so much happening in this sort of fractal emergence way. So I was thinking, okay, we need a central point where anyone can come and like communicate what's happening and coordinate and stuff like that. So very happy for the nomination. Thank you, everyone.
Cool. And now we're going to do something really fun, and that's just give everyone a minute or two to share how, what they thought when they first met you and what they think of you, and just a few words. And I'll pass to Juan Carlos to kick us off.
Thank you, Tam.
And to welcome you to the Stewards group.
Yeah, welcome, Sean. And for me, I don't know, it was very surprising that I feel that you are a tech magician, but also that you have this humanness that makes like everyone feel really warm when they are interacting with you. And I am super happy because I feel that you add so much value, and that I am really glad about also the contributions you have done to Gravity and to the TEC from different areas. And yeah, you're super welcome, and you're going to give us so much value. And I will pass to Nate.
Yeah, welcome YGG. This is really awesome. I was introduced to YGG like in like really weird ways. The first time I was introduced was through your writing, actually, on Medium, and you had that excellent blog post. And like I was just like, oh, this is really well written. I wonder who this person is. And I never really got to meet you until like ran into you into one of the, I guess it was TEC Labs or whatever. And you've just been so supportive. And then I overheard you teaching someone Python one day randomly. I don't remember that, but it's just always, every time I interacted with you, you were always just either engaging or educating, and it's so wonderful. And I think you're an absolute natural for this position. Like, yeah, I always assumed you were a steward in general. So you're a great leader, and keep it up. And I'm really excited for you to be a part of this group. It's really awesome. And I'll pass it to Zepti.
Thank you, Nate. Yeah, it's awesome, YGG. Like, I remember when I first joined like the TC, like you were also teaching me, how to deal with all this YouTube stuff, and it was super awesome, and I super appreciate it. And yeah, and right now you're working more with Sam, and Sam is I was super excited, like I'm going to work with YGG, yeah, and it's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, bro. Yeah, and I'll pass it to Suga.
Thanks, Septi. Yeah, YGG. I don't know you that well, but I've seen how wonderfully helpful you've been, and I think we might have similar taste. I see you've got this wonderful sweatshirt on that matches my slippers.
I need those slippers.
I'll send them to you. Oh, you have to come to France for that, I guess.
Okay.
I'll meet you in Barcelona.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll pass to Olivia.
YGG, I feel so like honored every time you speak. It feels like you have a lot of very intelligent and eloquent, well processed information to pass every time, and it feels like you speak from a place of truth, that it's very like genuine and thoughtful at the same time. So I really appreciate you. I feel like happy every time you're in a call, and I think it's amazing that you brought in so much value, like from the token engineering space to the working groups and to the calls that we were having, and bringing more people that have like more technical and data expertise that we've been heavy in the cultural side. So it's good to have this balance. And I think also you're in that balance. Like I feel like you bring in a lot of culture and a lot of tech. So it's really, it's really a pleasure to share spaces with you. And I'll pass to Griff.
Yeah, man, in the second you start talking, I just melt, like it's just incredible to hear. Like, I don't know how you digest such complex things into, like, it's just always distilled, and it looks effortless. I don't think it is, but it can't be. But it's like, it feels effortless. You're just going through labs, and you're just like, oh, it would be like someone is coding quietly, but while you're coding, you're talking and teaching everyone what you're doing at the same time, and you're getting all this done. And it's like, how do you teach while you work? And I don't know, what, it's like a superpower. And of course your work has, like, honestly, already in just the small time that you've been with the TC, I think that DAO chart that changed the DAO landscape. Like, seriously, that little triangle, it looks so simple and obvious, right? But no one's ever done it. No one ever visualized what DAO voting looks like, and you just come in and just, like, well, it wasn't like poof. You took like 6 iterations, of course, a lot of time. But then the output was incredibly quality, and everything that you have done for the TC is, from the blog post to just like the cultural vibes, dude, the vibes, everything is just so high quality. We're so lucky to have you. I'll pass it to Joey.
YGG, I'm just like very like honored, because I'm also like becoming a steward myself, and it's like I'm really really honored, because I respect a lot what you do, and the role you play in every community that you participate in. And I just have a huge respect also for what you put together in long tail, financial, and just like a bunch of stuff that I come across, like it's as in my own like learning journey. Like also your articles on Medium, and it's just like I've come to respect like a lot the educator that you are. And yeah, congrats. Like it's gonna be like an honor to like go through this journey with you, and thanks for all of your effort and contributions. I pass it to Craig.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm just gonna go for it. Ha! See, my whole family's gone. I'm the only one streaming, and look, it works. I gather this is a Sean party. I hope. Yeah, I mean, I won't. The poor guy down there is just embarrassed as hell. So I won't pile on too much more. I share all the sentiments that I heard, and yeah, I recognize that sort of special skill of teaching while coding immediately, and so I tuned in, and we're happy to have you. Is anybody left? Maybe Eduardo or yeah,
Yes.
Eduardo.
I was amazed first by the amount of changes that you had, like beard, no beard, long hair, short hair. It was the first thing. I was like, why? Like, who is this guy again? Every week was like something different. So it was like hard to catch up at the beginning. And then the second thing was there was this day, it was 8 a.m. in Barcelona time. I don't know what time it was there. And you were the only one streaming for some reason in one of the Discord channels. Like you were muted, you had no headphones on, so I was talking to you like in a monologue, and you were like not answering because you were on your world. And that for me, it's so nice that even when no one sees you, you're still on there on the Discord channel sharing your knowledge, and that speaks a lot about someone and why they are doing something. And that for me is something very valuable. The rest of the things I have already told you personally, so welcome. Back to you, Tam.
Cool. And you know, the first inkling I had of how cool you are, YGG, is I think your GitHub handle is Linux is cool. And I was like, who's this Linux is cool person? You know, I was a Unix admin for almost 10 years. So of course, like we have that in common already. And I was like, okay, we have some commonality here. And then I'd say, you know, I just sort of, we didn't really have any interactions. And then later, as everyone has mentioned, you know, your clarity and insightfulness and wisdom is so, and how you carry yourself and how you speak, it's all just so impressive is the right word. Inspirational is another word that I would use. So, you know, I think of you as sort of like, okay, it's our resident wizard. And it's very cool to have that. And well, I feel a lot of love for you and very glad that you're here with us. And I'll pass to you, YGG, to say a few words if you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is like better than any birthday party I've ever had. Yeah, it's just incredible to be here. What an experience to get to see everyone's reflections on the journey and the relationship and everything. Yeah, I really appreciate this, and I guess I want to say it's just like everything that I've been feeling from everyone on this call is exactly how I feel like from all these great people in this community, right? So I mean, like I was following Jeff Emmett for like a year before I even really found my way into like the common stack and the TEC, just because he was putting out such good ideas and like with such clarity and all this. So, and then there's like Dr. Zargum, who's just blasting knowledge all the time, and so to get to pay that forward is, to me, is such an honor. It's so incredible. It's really nice to be seen and have this, and I'm just so happy to be here. And I love the the image here. Was it Bob Ross or? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Super hilarious.
Cool. So thanks everyone. Yeah, Tam, I said I'll probably just stick around. I mean, I have a couple other things at this time, but I'm here now, and that's it works. So, yeah.
Cool, excellent. Well, good to have you. If you need to just to hop off, I know you have other stuff.
It's okay. I'm gonna stick around. After all that, how could I? How could I jump off?
No.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. Cool.
Cool. So how we usually start is just a temperature check on the community. So maybe we'll jump back to this, and I'm going to ask if, I don't know if unless there's something crucial, maybe we keep it short so we can go through the rest of the agenda. And I'll pass it to Livia. Is there anything that's going on in the community that you want to raise with the other stewards? Anything that you see is going really well, or maybe that we might want to discuss as stewards together?
I think I'm just like very, very overwhelmed by the level of participation, and overwhelmed in a really good way by the level of participation we've been having. Yeah, there was 66 unique voters in the params that we closed yesterday, and I think we all have been doing an incredible job of digesting information and communicating and being this like a personal touch point for everyone that joins the community, and continue to develop this relationships and understand where people need help, where people are at, and really this focus on education. I think it's really paying off in the level of engagement we have, and in how people are just standing up, showing up, and this is really cool. And I pass to Nate.
Yeah, not much to update. I think everything's got positive vibes all around, and everybody's excited about the hatch being over with, or the prams, excuse me, being voted on and passed through. So, yeah, no issues that I've seen. So we'll pass it to Wonka.
I think that I also feel very overall positive feelings and a good temperature in the community. Like maybe in a moment we like turned up on the oven and it was like too hot or something, but now we like stabilized the temperature, and we are cooking, but the dish is like on time and with the right temperature to be like as we want it. So I am really happy about the flow that we are going. I will pass to Septimus.
Thank you, Juan. Yeah, I'm also super happy about like the proposal finally it's getting. Like we have our parameters and we decided it all together, so that's awesome. And another thing I'm super happy of is like Nate was bringing a lot of good insights for transparency and how to approach it. So thank you so much, Nate. And yeah, I'll pass it to Craig.
I've been kind of super busy otherwise lately, and so I don't have much of a temperature on what's been happening, other than I've been participating in the background, but just not engaged otherwise. So yeah, I don't have anything useful to say. I'll pass it to Katie.
Oh yes, feeling a good temperature. Actually, a lot of good syncing lately on onboarding. Ideas are flowing, and I think a lot of good changes are coming very soon with the onboarding on Discord, and also with the website, and helping link up new joiners, new contributors with you all, with the different working groups. So yeah, a lot of great stuff. It feels, the energy feels really good. I'm gonna pass to Chewy. You didn't go, Chewy.
Thank you, Katie. It's like Juanca said. Like right now, I feel that it's like overall positive, because we actually did it like the way we picked the param proposals. Like it actually happened, and it doesn't matter how much we repeated it and went through it. Just like being through with it as a community, I feel that we're probably acting cool, but but it's very like really it's exciting. Like it's I feel that it's exciting, but at the same time, I relate to what Juan Carlos mentioned, like about we reach like a boiling point. However, I do feel like that we're like a ramen broth. Like like we reach a boiling point, but we're gonna be here for still like some hours because we're in it for the long run. So I feel that we're getting used to the heat, which in a way is much better because we're gonna get like we're gonna get accustomed to new ways and new ways of working and rhythm. So it's yeah, I'm very excited for what's coming with the hatch. And I'll pass it to I think Griff. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. The temperature is really hot right now. So hot. I mean, we just did the first like initialization of parameters from the bottom up in the history of the universe. Well, of the known universe. That's pretty hot. So I'd say the community is fire right now. I feel really good. Maybe I'm just like still buzzing from that YGG Love Fest. Like, skin is like, I don't know. It feels really good. I'll pass it to. Did Zeptimus go?
Yay.
Eduardo.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I share the same feeling. I feel like I feel positive of the community. I feel we are on a nice stage, and I think we should like take a moment to enjoy it, and just like enjoy the calm, so to speak, and prepare and get ready for what's coming. So that's my feedback on this. Back to you, Tom.
Cool. And YGG, would you like to share your thoughts around just a temperature check on our community?
Yeah, I think I would build on what a lot of people said. I like what Chewy was saying about how it's been hot, but that's okay, and sort of people can learn to thrive in that. And I also like what Eduardo said. Like it's been really hot, and it's gonna get hotter even later. But maybe just like now is a good time to sort of sink in. And there's been so much progress, so people should take the time to enjoy that. And yeah, I think there's a lot. Like it seems like there's been a lot going through this community. There's been so much progress. I mean, having completed the whole params debates and setting on parameters and everything, but I think there's even way more coming in the future. Like it's going to get way hotter down the line. But I think the community is like becoming really strong through all this process. So yeah.
Cool. And then I guess what I would say is, first let me say hi, Pab. Welcome. You've joined the TEC Community Stewards Weekly Sync. You're welcome to hang out and join us and listen in. Let's see. Sorry about that. And if you want to say hi or wave, I'll give you a moment now to say hi to everyone here.
Sorry, I had my audio not set up. Hi, sorry for like joining in the middle of everything.
It's fun. Cool. And then I would say for the community, I'd say, something that Wonka always says, I'm gonna take it. Wonka's line is like super high vibes. I'm feeling like we have, yeah, it's hot, but we have super high vibes. And I feel like we're moving back to being super proactive. And I feel like that's a nice, comfortable place to be. So, all right, next. So hatch timelines. So from our retro, we talked about having a timeline or having a deadline for this impact hour data analysis. And I'll share sorry, I don't think that this is, oh yeah, it is, okay. So I'm trying to put some soft dates in, basically just so we could say, okay, these dates aren't things that we need to get in stone. But at least we could have some ideas of what milestones will impact others, right? So excuse the Project Libre, but I'll convert it into another format once we have some more consensus on these sort of dates and timings. And it's probably good, YGG, that you're here too, just because we can get some feedback on thoughts around timings for the impact analysis. I put some really soft things in here now. Maybe I'll just spend a moment to go through these dates with everyone. And I'm just going to invite anyone to jump in with any comments or thoughts as we're going through this. Give me one moment to move this here.
Well, good news, the hatch has been the hatch has been launched. So if you go to hatch.tecommons.org, the dress rehearsal is live. So
great.
So that's one milestone we don't have to worry about.
Is this the final? This is the final dress rehearsal, right? With
the final dress
parameters.
rehearsal. Yeah, we're actually doing another demo off to the side also, where no one's supposed to send money there because we want to test the refund one more time. But yeah, this is the final dress rehearsal. It's final. 83 is live for TDI.
Okay, did that just happen today? Should we send funds to the new hatch?
You can. You can also wait till tomorrow and we announce it during the community call.
Okay, perfect.
The hatch is open for 4 days.
Okay, so some rough.
The hatch is open for 4 days.
Okay, cool. So here's sort of where we are with that, right? So you kicked it off today, just like we thought, and it'll run for, well, we have 5 days here. There's some buffer for hatch fixes, though it's been tested so many times now, we're thinking those are probably not even going to be needed. And then here's where we're taking some just soft guesses on the data analysis, maybe going into, I was thinking the 9th was the date that I heard, June 9th. Or June 14th, around where there might be some results. And then some time for the community to review it and for SoftGov to hold a vote. And if there is anything that would need to be changed, a vote. And these are all really soft. So I'm hoping as all the stewards, we can make these, make the best effort at some of these dates together. I'm just gonna go through some of the other pieces here. So the Hatcher outreach team is contacting each individual person through DMs who has accrued impact hours but hasn't activated their trusted seed, because on the day of the hatch, those impact hours will be lost forever if they haven't activated their trusted seed before that. The dashboard we could forget. So based on these dates, it would look like the 25th of June would be the first day that we could actually start the hatch. And then the period would be, I put 28 days, but Griff mentioned that we're counting weekends in this chart. So it's 21 days, but it would be 28 full days. And then the hatch would close on the 26th
It'll be
of July.
30. It'll be 30 full days in simple.
Okay, got it. I'll fix that later. Thanks, I forgot that 83 had 30 days. So in terms of results for impact hour analysis, data results, is this something similar? Is this what we have in mind? Is it faster? Is it too fast? I don't know if you have some thoughts, YGG and Libya specifically, or especially.
Yeah, so this is a timeline that I put forward, so it's what I'm operating on. This is basically a research endeavor, so it's hard to know exactly what's going to come out of it. But Jeff's been really active in this, and he is constantly reminding us, like, 80-20 rule, like just where can we be absolutely most effective without putting in too much effort and going down a hole. Opening Pandora's box kind of thing. So, but we're kind of doing both. So we have some simple, like, ways of visualizing this data, and then possible interventions is what Jeff proposed. So we're looking at different sort of augmentations we could apply to the data, and those are pretty simple, fortunately. So I think for next Wednesday, that's sort of the timeline. And then I'm guessing in parallel, there's going to be some more complex research that by that time will be about halfway or 3/4 complete. But it's not necessary. We don't need to do all the crazy complex, like, we don't need to apply AI optimization to this. You know, it's like, so I think I think there'll be some good research that's only like half done, by on these timelines, but I also think that's okay because there'll be some applicable research that will be accessible as well. So. You're muted, Tam.
Shoot. And I don't see Livia here. What I said was, Livia, your thoughts, and then I looked for her and I didn't see her. Okay,
Hey Tam,
cool.
so is there a general reason for a timeline for the actual analysis? Like,
say that again?
Like, is there a reason for like a deadline or a timeline for the analysis to be ready by?
We need to decide as a community if we are going to change, if we're going to if we're going to reward people who were under rewarded by the praise. So if there's some missing gaps, and we have to have that set for the hack.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. All right, excellent. Livia's not here. I don't know what happened, but is there anyone else that wants to offer some any kind of feedback on this sort of very soft timeline from any of the stewards?
So
there's
comms or transparency or.
Livy was saying like his Discord don't work, and I mean let's follow the process.
So maybe I think what might happen out of this is from the analysis we propose a couple possible augmentations, and then we could go to a vote. So would this be a token log similar to the params, or like what can we learn from that? I think this is more simple, so maybe we don't need a whole series of debates and things. Like there'll probably just be 1, 2, or 3 options, and people can vote if they want to approve any of those options. So in terms of if we're doing a voting system, I think a week to communicate and dialogue, like the SoftGov thing, and then a week for voting.
And how do you see our approach to communications around that should look like?
I have seen the whole thing as kind of like the whole params debates, but just scaled down. Like it's just much smaller and simpler. So announcement to the community, a mechanism for voting, and again, this is way simpler. This isn't like creating params is quite complex. It's like an infinite space, and you can and all the forking and everything. This is going to be like here's 3 options. Any of which we can apply to the praise, and it's yay or nay. So announcement to the community. I don't know exactly the mechanism that voting will take, but I think we have the tools.
I'm pretty sure it'll be a forum vote. It'll be a forum vote. That's what we do for kinds of decisions usually.
Yeah, it sounds like that makes sense. Although I think probably it also makes sense that the people who have impact hours are the people that can vote, which maybe we can't do through forum. But we can. It's too bad Livia's not here. This is exactly SoftGov. But yeah, there's some. Yeah.
I mean, we could use token log.
All right, cool. I noted that maybe.
Sorry. We could use token log. It wouldn't be that hard. We could just put.
Oh, it'd be so easy. Yeah, you make one repo and you make an issue for each, and you can vote on it. Yeah, it would be so straightforward.
Because the stakeholders are CStack token holders and impact hour holders.
How would we vote no for people that are opposed to the to this? How would they indicate their opposition?
You'd put a proposal that says no. So you'd have like all the possible options, and one option would be change, one option would be make this augmentation, one option might be make this augmentation and this augmentation, and you just have these various whatever combinations we have of options have each combination. I mean, we'd have to think about it more than what we can do.
Yeah. All right, excellent, cool. So I'll go back to our agenda.
I was also looking at the dates, and I don't know if that would mean that during the FCC we will be in our final days of the hatch.
Which would be ideal.
Yeah. So we put ECC on here as soon as it came on our radar because it would be amazing if we were presenting there with 5 more days left to the hatch or something like that, or some number of days, so that it's not like, here's this great TEC, you just missed participating in it. It's over. So the dates there are, you could probably see it. This will be in a nicer format, but I just want to make sure that we have the right information before I change it. But it's here, the 20th. Based on the dates we have now, the hatch would close on the 26th, and so 6 days after the beginning of ETHCC. But this may be accelerated actually, this plan of it. But thanks for bringing that up, Juan Carlos. It's an important consideration actually, because there's going to be, it's all about communities, right? So it's a conference all about Ethereum communities. I think that there's going to be an amazing amount of interest in the TEC there. One would suspect. Okay. All right. So, well, since you brought it up, I don't know if people are planning to come. I know that there's some discussion in Discord, so maybe we'll just leave it in Discord. If you think you can come, let everyone know. I think more people will come if more people are coming. Neat. Spotlight for tomorrow.
We have Mr. Penguin from Metagame. So finally got somebody from Metagame to come and talk to us, because I know that they're in this area. I still don't know what they do. So I would love to hear from them, and got Mr. Penguin to come. So hopefully it goes well.
Is Mr. Penguin Alex Labad? Like
no idea. I haven't got his real name yet. I said I was going to introduce him as Mr. Penguin if he didn't tell me otherwise. So.
Oh, okay. I know Mr. Okay, no, it's. I know.
I believe it's part of the whole metagame thing. Like my name is not Chewy in their server.
Are you Mr. Penguin, Chewy? Is that what's going on here?
I might.
Cool. Thanks for that, Nate. You've been killing it every week. Really, really, really nice. Okay, so the blog post is coming out next week, and Katie and Craig will definitely need to know what to put in it. So obviously the param results should go into it. We should have the final visual explainers that Joe provided for us in his amazing way that he can simplify very complex things into very clear visuals. Any working group want to say what else we should put in the blog post?
Something about the looking for community person and possible place for it, or also the burning of towers in the sense of, hey, you still have the chance to get them done.
Very good suggestions, Eduardo. So the list of our wish list of contributors that we're looking for to sort of see if people want to come and jump in and help, and then the impact hours will be lost forever if trusted seed is not activated. Anything else? Chewy, anything from comms or Nate? Anything that you guys think should go in the blog post?
Nothing that's immediate.
Cool.
Do we promote common stack stuff? I heard this. I haven't got to review it obviously yet, but the call that happened today of polycentric governance, I don't know if the TEC got a lot of attention there or not, but
Olivia was presenting there.
Yeah, there's a recording of that. It's going to go out in the Token Engineering newsletter, so it might be good for us to get in on that too.
Yeah, that would be great, actually. Okay. Cool. You guys know where to find this list if you want to throw anything else on. And Zeb asked for a few minutes to pose a question to the stewards around how we should handle paying for applications. Zeb, you want to explain what it is that we hope to achieve?
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing some concerns on the credentials and how we manage that, and yeah, and Durgadas also was thinking with Durgadas and Nate, and yeah, there is a program to manage this, and you know, like you give access and you can revoke access, and it's a centralized thing, but it's also a paid app, and yeah, I just like this would be like super valuable for the community because it would be easier to manage. But yeah, I would like to hear like how other DAOs do that. Maybe Griff.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, Durgadas kind of proposed there's kind of a way without having to pay for it in the immediate term that we use their 6-month trials that we can keep passing to each other, just to in order to give it kind of a trial to see how it works and maybe set up a process or an infrastructure for giving access rights to certain platforms. You know, and because we debated a lot, you know, I know that Zepti and I talked about whether, you know, Jake still has administrative access to the forum, for example. I don't know if he does or not, but is that, you know, is that something he should have at this moment? And we need to have a process to keep track of who has access and why, and making sure that we're not just handing out access to these platforms just to anybody who wants to have access. And so I think really hammering down a process for that is very important as we move forward. In terms of paying for it, if we set up something that we do like, I think we can do it for free until we do have the commons upgrade and where we can talk about an operational budget and things like that to pay for simple things like this. But, you know, I think that's something that the community has to decide on, period. And so just bringing it up here to get your feedback.
I'm not sure if we have this, but I've done some work in access management, and it can be done in a single spreadsheet. So you just have people and access permission points on the columns, and you can have like a 1 or 0. So I'm not sure if we have something like that, but might want to start an access management sheet.
Yeah, we already did that, but it's yeah. But the thing, like the concern is like. You know, like for example, like if someone leaves or something, like we don't have a thing to revoke, like what you were saying, like having X and on each platform and who have the 2-factor authentication and everything, and actually we have like at least 2 persons on every platform with 2FA, just in case someone is missing or whatever, just to be more. But yeah, it's just to increase the effectivity.
Yeah, right now it's sort of, so for example, it's sort of like a single account or a shared password that everyone uses. So to rescind access, we actually just need to change the password and then make sure that everyone who needs access gets the new password. So it's an interesting idea. I don't know what the app is that Durgadas is suggesting, but it seems desirable to be able to manage access on an account level instead of on the password that we share out level. And I think it also brings up the bigger question of DAO operations, like TEC operations, and how, you know, we can prepare for having putting together a proposal for a budget for that, but by knowing what it is that we need to spend money on for those operations too. But it sounds like you guys have a solution that'll work at least through you know, when the TEC will actually have funding for operations and stuff. So if there's a way to trial it for 6 months, that sounds like it solves this immediate problem, although not the larger question. So Septimus, does it sound like the answer, this is solved, that it's a trial that we'll try for 6 months and then sort of
Yeah,
see what we need from there?
Sounds cool. I'll think with Turgadas and Nate.
Yeah, I guess I would ask, like, what would the next step be in terms of, like, okay, we set it up and we trial it out. Do we submit a proposal with the stewards, or talk about it with the stewards and then submit a proposal to the community to see how they feel about it? How do we evaluate this properly is, I guess, what I'm asking.
I also have another question. Like, should we do that? Should we vote for that? Yeah. I mean, we're changing stuff, and I'm not sure if we should be allowed. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's a good question. This is sort of like, what decisions do we need to make decisions on, right? I think that as transparency, you're mandated with security access management, right? That was sort of one of the categories that fell under your purview. And I think it might make sense to maybe alert people in the forum that this is something that we're trialing, and if it is successful, we'll continue it. I just think it's a lot of overhead to have the community vote on this. And maybe like as the subject matter expert in this space, it's a decision that the subject matter expert, like through advice process, will make, and we can inform the community that this is the direction we're going. And wait, if there's any, maybe there's going to be a real reason why there's a security hole in it, or maybe there's going to be someone in our community who will have a really good reason of why we shouldn't do it. So being transparent about it, I think, is possible, but I think a vote is a lot of overhead. I don't know that this is a decision that would need a vote. That's my opinion, my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that, with decisions like this, we all kind of like suffer from the, some degree of analysis paralysis. Like we're just kind of like, do I have the authority to just execute on this, or do I need to engage with the community more? Is this a community decision? So, I do think that's kind of a larger issue that I would like to see addressed eventually, in terms of just understanding what we can and can't make decisions on. Yeah, because there are a lot of things I'd be like, yeah, let's do this, and it'd be really easy for me to do it. But then I'm like, well, I don't know if I should be able to do it or not. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess what I'm hearing is that there's maybe still not clarity on what decisions we vote on and what decisions we take autonomy to make decisions on as a working group. I mean, right, using advice process. Okay, I wonder if Livia certainly she has clear thoughts on this. So I'd love to loop her into this conversation too. But I think unless there's any objection, it seems like maybe just posting on the forum that transparency in their role of also doing account management is going to use this tool and do a trial of it. And then do the trial and see what the results are. Is it working? Are we able to it might also be that we try it out and it just is awful and we don't want to use it, right? So I think just doing the trial is not necessarily something that we could just take decision on. I mean, that you can take decision on, and I think you handled it right by bringing it to the stewards to have a conversation about.
I think we should default to decisions being made in the working groups. It's only going to get harder to do large discussions. And I remember we had a really nice discussion with the legal stuff where it was, oh no, this is just the legal working group making legal decisions. And then a few people were like, no, this needs to be voted on by the community. And when it's like, okay, well now there's actually a push to be voted on by the community, which made sense, right? Like legal decisions are pretty big, like legal strategy and the way to go. So it made a lot of sense to make it be voted by the community, and people spoke up and said, no, this needs to be a community decision. And then we made the forum post, we voted on the community, and we made sure everyone understood what the path was, and then we moved on. And I like that. I feel like the best way to devise processes is just by what has worked well in the past, and then just make that be a process, instead of trying to think about it. And I feel like that's that worked really well. And it was like through advice process, people were like, this should be larger than this working group. And then it expanded, but the default should always be working groups are the experts. They use advice process. They ask people who will be affected. They ask the people who are experts, and then they make the decision.
Okay.
Cool. Excellent. All right. In the last 8 minutes we have, maybe we'll start with Griff. Do you want to give an update? Well, what's the update for Common Swarm? You sort of gave our updates. Is there anything else you want to give an update on with Common Swarm?
I had a big question, kind of for Chewy or really anyone. Can we change the video for the dress rehearsal? I don't like this video. I don't like how it's frozen on my face like that. It'd be so cool to release the community video, even if it wasn't totally ready, on the hatch demo.
I'm not sure about like not the final cut. I don't know. It's like fair. I mean, probably that's not a problem, but like, yeah, YGG's name is misspelled. Like these like small details. Like if it doesn't bother like the majority, I'll go against my instinct.
No,
but
don't listen to me. Stick with your.
But
instinct,
if like just a couple of more days, I promise. A couple of more days, and yes, we can post the community video while we have the animation video ready for the dress rehearsal. But yeah, we'll see if it stays up or we replace it for the animation one.
Well, if we have another great video, maybe it could be the video that you're making, Zep, with Lauren explaining what A3 was, shilling it, or something like that. Just some other video, the one that's been up there, clicks once.
Okay, when I'll have it done today, I'll ping all the people in Hatch Outreach, Chuy, and maybe Lauren. Like, since there is 2 versions of Lauren speaking of it, I will post them both, and then we decide which one is better. But just pretty fast thing. It's going to be done today.
Okay, and I can ask Lauren which one she liked better. That's probably she's a stakeholder there. Okay, cool. And maybe if Sem's awake, you can tell him too, because he's the one who could probably fastest change.
Yeah. And actually, Sem was telling me like to put the same video, and I was telling him no, there is misspells, and he was, oh no, and he went to Pablo, there is no video.
Just an update. I've been chatting with Livia, and she can't get in on her phone or her laptop or anywhere, and she said she received a message that Discord stopped working on the East Coast. So it doesn't seem to be a Livia issue. It seems to be an East Coast United States issue. All right. Chewy, we have 5 minutes left. Maybe we'll do comms next. What's going on in comms?
Okay, I see. Okay, the Y video, same thing. Probably a couple of days. Now that we see the email situation, well, yeah, like not getting into that topic again, but yeah, we're trying to figure it out with HubSpot to see if we already can integrate like design and content and have this ready for the hatch. Short post about how TEC uses the trusted seed. Manu actually came forward because he wanted to hack a little bit more on that, and it is based our last hack session on it, Griff. So he's taking all of those notes and yeah, so I assigned him that and unassigned myself, and oh my God, like the audit, I'm so behind with the audit. I don't know what to say. I'm just, that's like that's my, yeah, that's like my number one thing. Like I need to take that up. I'm just like very ashamed because it's been taking so long.
We could have a call, Chui. Like with Tom, we did it in 1 hour. We could have a call and, you know, like just tell me whenever you want and we set up a call and we get it done in 1 hour. I promise.
Okay. I'll write to you, Septi, and yeah, let's see if this can be for tomorrow, because yeah, it's just like everything around the sorry about that, everyone. I know that transparency is important, and what else? Let me check the can you open the content and distribution repo, Tam, please?
Sure. Well, I can just close. So this is the content and distribution repo showing on the TC coordination space. Maybe I'll open this one and maybe that's what you be easier for you to look here, huh? Okay, how's that?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so on ideas and requests, the content map is something that I actually I can move to in progress. It's part of the whole thing I'm working on, like around the audit. So this content map can definitely be in progress, and tweet series about rap text die. Also, Escanore mentioned that he wanted to make those like tutorials and Twitter threads. So
make sure he syncs with Mitch. Mitch did a little bit of work on the rap text, I think.
Yeah, I passed him the forum post on that, and.
But well, is Escanore in here? It's just always good to also talk like message.
I'm sorry, Griff. What was that?
Just like make sure they actually talk to each other too. You know, like have a social connection.
Yes. Yes. I'm still figuring out the like some of the issues with Escanore.
Okay.
It's okay. Sorry that.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We are at the top of the hour. Yeah, we are at the top of the hour. And I just want to do one thing before we jump off and make sure that legal is all set. Santi, you're all set now that we have the parameters finalized? Oh, there goes Santi. All right, I'll check in with him. I'll check in with him. Oh, you're back.
Just jumped out. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm going to try to work on those tomorrow and get all the documents updated.
Can you send that to?
All right, thanks everyone.
Can you send that to Eduardo when you're done? Because he wants to use it for another blog post too. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.
Sure.
Thanks everyone.